Welcome to Life Wisdom, a space to pause, reflect, and find calm in the noise of everyday life. Today, we'll take a moment to reflect on. Slow down to see the gentle side of life. We live in a time when speed seems to define worth. Everyone is in a hurry to work, to earn, to succeed, to love, to forget, to move on. We rush through our days as if running were the only way to live. We fear being slow, afraid of missing out, of being left behind. But perhaps, if we could just pause for a moment, we might realize something simple and beautiful, that life has always been gentle, only we've been moving too fast to notice. There are mornings when we wake up and the phone lights up with messages and notifications, pulling our attention outward before we even take our first breath. We step into the day already running, chasing goals, scrolling through news, answering endless calls. The world keeps spinning, and so do we. In all that motion, something quiet is lost. We forget the warmth of sunlight on our skin, the scent of fresh coffee, the stillness of early morning air. These gentle moments are always there, waiting, but we have become strangers to them. To slow down doesn't mean to stop. It simply means to live with presence, to walk a little softer, breathe a little deeper, and notice what has always been around us. When we slow down, we start to see again the way the wind moves through the trees, the laughter that lingers after someone's smile, the patience in a friend's voice, the peace in a quiet afternoon. Life has never stopped offering us beauty. We've just forgotten how to look. We have been taught that moving fast is a sign of progress, that achieving more means living better. But speed can be a kind of blindness. The faster we go, the less we truly see. The world turns into a blur, and so do we. To slow down is to give ourselves the gift of clarity, to actually notice what we are doing, who we are with, how we are feeling. It's to come home to the present moment, the only place life is actually happening. When we live slowly, our hearts soften. The noise inside us quiets down. We begin to care less about comparing and competing, and more about simply being. We stop chasing perfection and start embracing what is. Slowly, gently, gratitude returns. We start feeling thankful for little things: a warm bed, a familiar song, a meal shared in silence. We realize we don't need as much as we thought to feel complete. The more we slow down, the more we see how enough we already are. Gentleness doesn't come from the world outside, it grows from within us. The more rushed we are, the harder our hearts become. But when we slow down, we begin to notice that everyone around us is fighting their own quiet battles. Everyone carries stories we know nothing about. Everyone is just trying to find a bit of peace in a noisy world. When we move gently, we start to understand others more deeply, and understanding naturally turns into compassion. To slow down takes courage. It's easy to follow the crowd, to run where everyone else runs, to measure life by how much we can achieve in a short time. It's harder to choose a different rhythm, one that belongs to our own soul. Slowing down is not weakness, it's strength. It's the courage to say no to what drains us, to pause before reacting, to choose what brings peace instead of applause. In a world that glorifies noise, to be quiet is a kind of rebellion. The most beautiful moments in life rarely arrive with noise. They come softly, often unnoticed. A morning light through the curtain, a stranger's kindness, the silence shared between two people who don't need words, a sunset that you don't have to capture with your phone because you are already there, fully. Those are the moments that stay. Not the ones where we rushed toward success, but the ones where we were simply present enough to feel alive. Slowing down lets us see the natural rhythm of everything. Flowers bloom when they are ready, not when we demand it. Fruits ripen in their own time. The heart heals when it has rested long enough. Nothing truly meaningful can be forced. Peace, too, comes only when we stop chasing it. Life unfolds at its own pace, and when we learn to move with that flow instead of against it, we begin to feel at home in the world again. Sometimes we think we're searching for happiness, but what we're really missing is presence. Happiness doesn't live in the future. It's hidden in the now, in the tiny, overlooked spaces of ordinary days. When we slow down, happiness has time to catch up with us. It sits beside us quietly, in the simplest moments, whispering, "I've been here all along." To slow down is also to listen, truly listen. When the noise fades, the inner voice begins to speak. It doesn't shout, it barely whispers. But it's honest. It tells us that we don't need to pretend, that we don't need to be everything for everyone, that we don't need to rush to be worthy. It reminds us that who we are is already enough. When we live slowly, we stop trying to earn love and start learning to rest in it. Living slowly changes how we love. We no longer love in fear, rushing to hold on or prove something. We love with calmness, with trust, with space. We love with the understanding that every connection has its own rhythm, and that letting go doesn't mean we stop caring. To love slowly is to love deeply, to allow love to breathe and be without clinging or controlling. There will come days when life feels softer, when nothing grand happens, but everything feels right. Maybe it's the sound of rain against the window, or the warmth of tea between your hands, or the peace of knowing that you are exactly where you need to be. The world hasn't changed. You have. You've stopped running long enough to see the tenderness that was always there. To slow down is to return home, to yourself. In the fast currents of modern life, we drift far from what matters, from our emotions, our family, our original dreams. But slowing down brings us back to the heart, back to the pulse of real living. You don't have to travel far to find peace. It's not in a distant place or future moment. It's right here, in this breath. When you wash the dishes and truly feel the water. When you take a walk without a destination. When you sit quietly and just listen to the world breathing with you. That's life. That's presence. When we slow down, we protect our hearts from exhaustion. The world is full of people who have achieved much but forgotten how to rest. We chase success but lose ourselves along the way. Going fast doesn't always mean moving forward. Sometimes it just means spinning in circles. Slowing down helps us see the path again, to walk with intention instead of momentum. And one day when you've learned to move slower, you'll notice that life was never as harsh as you once thought. There's a hidden kindness in everything. The rain that ruins your plans also cleanses the air. Loneliness teaches you how to listen to your soul. Even pain carries lessons of tenderness. Life was never trying to hurt you. It was only trying to show you where peace lives. Living slowly doesn't mean escaping pain. It means making space for it. It means allowing yourself to feel, to rest, to heal without rushing. When we stop running away from what hurts, it loses its power to define us. We begin to realize that stillness is not emptiness. It's where everything finally makes sense. The world becomes gentler when we do. The same faces, the same streets, the same challenges, yet they all feel lighter when our hearts are soft. Life doesn't have to change for us to find peace. Sometimes we just need to change the way we see. Life never asked us to go fast. It only asked us to be present. Every day, if you can, take a few minutes to do nothing at all, to just sit, breathe, and feel. Listen to the birds, the rustling leaves, the quiet rhythm of your own heart. In that stillness, you might discover something you've been missing for a long time. The simple truth that life has always been kind. Slowing down doesn't make you less. It makes you real. It helps you live deeply instead of broadly. It helps you experience life rather than chase it. To live slowly is to walk hand in hand with time instead of racing against it. And perhaps that is what life truly wants us to understand, that peace isn't found at the finish line, but in the pauses along the way. You don't have to go far to find it. Just slow down, breathe, and look around. Because when you move slowly enough, you begin to see it, the quiet grace of ordinary moments, the softness behind every storm, the gentle side of life that has been waiting for you all along. Thank you for listening. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share to spread positivity. See you in the next video on Life Wisdom.